everybody. My name is Gravity, and welcome to Pitch It Perfect Podcast, the podcast where we have no idea what we're going to talk about, so we pitch our own ideas, and somebody picks the one that they like the best, and that's what we talk about for the rest of the episode. I accidentally deleted my script that I wrote for the intro, so I am going to wing it. How this is going to work is exactly what I just said. 3 people. Last time we had 2. Now we have 3 today. 3 people are going to make their pitches. They have about 2 minutes for each pitch. I don't remember how long I gave you guys last time. And then I'm going to pick the best one. And then whoever wins will facilitate the remainder of the episode. And they can run the episode however they see fit. At the end, they'll pick a winner. And then the winner will be next episode's pitchy, who everyone else will pitch to. Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right, remember,
Sure.
You can't just give me thumbs up. We can see each other, but the listeners cannot. All right,
I forgot I
so
was muted.
don't forget your mute. Don't start talking and then realize that, why are they not responding to me? And it's because you muted yourself. All right, so we have an additional person here today. We have Spazzy.
Hello.
All right, go ahead and introduce
Spazzy.
yourself, and then I'll go around to Round and Andy.
I'm Spazzy. I'm Gravity's sister. What's interesting about me?
You crochet.
Oh yeah, that's a thing I do. I make blankets and stuff, and I cook for a living.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Super interesting. All right, Round, tell people about yourself.
Hi, I'm Round. I'm a music student going into my 3rd year
Wait, whoa,
studying
whoa,
for
whoa.
music
Hold on.
performance.
So, yes, we do want to introduce ourselves, but I just realized we can't say the same thing about ourselves every episode. So say something new. What's happened recently?
I work in a Hallmark store.
Oh, wow.
Like with cards and stuff?
Like a grandma
Yeah,
store?
like the cards in the grandma store. It's great. It's
They
never
still,
busy.
like, get money? How do they exist?
I don't know.
Like, everything's digital now.
You would be surprised about like how many people go in. They have
True.
like it's also like
Uh,
decoration stuff. There's the Christmas ornaments.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
I remember going into Hallmark stores whenever malls existed.
Well, malls still exist. They're just less relevant now. Okay, Andy,
Barely.
say things about yourself. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. My name is Andy, although my real name may not be Andy. You never know.
Is your real-
unless
Dun,
Is your real
dun.
name not Andy?
it's not.
We'll never know.
actually.
It's not? Your name's not Andy?
No, it's not.
Is it
it's
Andrew?
not.
Andy.
It's not Andy. It's not Andrew. It's Andrea. It's Andromeda or whatever nickname there is for Andrew.
So but you're the only one here who with an actual, like, real, believable name, and you're saying that's not your name?
That's very correct.
Okay, then. Well, I guess that's fine. I won't press you on that if you don't want to share your real name. That's fine. And I am Gravity.
fine,
I'm
fine.
the one who decided to make this cringe podcast, and I have forgotten everything about myself, so we're just gonna jump into it.
Literally my life.
All right, so we have 3 pictures today. I will have a timer set for, I'm going to say 2 minutes, and each one of you are going to tell me your ideas, and then I'm going to decide which one of you has an idea worthy of the remainder of the time. All right, 2 minutes. And who would like to go first? Round, go first.
I'll volunteer to go first.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
and your time
All right, fine.
begins now.
All right, so last week I basically gave a introduction course in all things Shostakovich. This time I decided I wanted to go on the opposite end of that and do something very interactive. And I was thinking what would be really cool because I know Gravity, you, and Spazzy play D&D. I thought it would be really cool if everyone here shared a few stories from campaigns or one-shots or the such. That's my pitch.
That's your pitch. You got 1 minute and 26 seconds. Anything you'd like to add?
Please.
Okay. So if you don't have anything else to say, can say I yield my time.
I yield my time.
All right, time has
Fancy.
been yielded. All right, so D&D. I have done a little bit of
D&D
D&D.
stories.
I can't Oh no, I do have a few stories. I do have stories. So that is a contender. All right. I will let not Andy, because apparently that's not your real name. You can go next. Ready and go.
Okay, so how big are y'all on serial killers?
Oh,
I actually somebody was
Maybe
just
you should
telling me about a
ask.
serial killer this morning at church.
I know
Oh,
like
Yeah.
all the
no.
things.
We're talking about weird
all
things
the
in my
serial
church.
Killers.
Okay, we all know famous serial killers like Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Zodiac Killer, Jack the Ripper, all that jazz. But there's just one specific one that I'm wanting to talk about. It's one that I feel like kind of resembles the Joker in a way, but as a woman. It goes by Nanny Doss.
Oh yes, of course.
You know of Nanny Doss?
I know of every serial killer.
I don't. Okay.
Okay.
I could say that with confidence.
Hold up. Do you
The
have
guy
anything
who-
else to say, Andy?
Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoy my pitch, and pretty please, if you vote for, I'll literally get on my knees and beg for y'all to vote for me.
Don't do that. All right. So
Well-
you yield the rest of your time.
I yield the rest of my time.
All right. Time has been yielded. So that is an interesting topic. So I do have things that I'd like to talk
Understood.
about with Round's pitch. It's a weird serendipitous thing that I spoke to someone earlier today about a serial killer, but I don't know anything in depth about that. Now, Spazzy, it is your turn to pitch your idea to me, and your time starts now.
You guys eat hamburgers, right? And being from
Yes.
Texas, I mean cows and things and steak. So I thought, why not talk about the history of the hamburger that I know so much about and totally don't just have the Wikipedia page up for? I actually do legitimately know stuff though. I read a book a couple years ago called Chew on This, Everything You Didn't Want to Know About the Fast Food Industry. And it was a really good book. And I remember specifically the stories about like the history of the hamburger and how it originated. And that's it. That's my pitch.
Okay, so do you yield the rest of your
Okay.
time?
I yield the rest of my time. 2 minutes is a long time to pitch something, I feel.
So
Does
okay,
it,
so
like, I
last
don't know.
time I felt like it was like the perfect amount of time, especially with I think Round did a good job of filling his entire time. And the thing is that you want to be prepared. So if
don't know
you're-
how to prepare things.
you don't know how to prepare things. Okay, so I have made my choice, and I think we should talk about some serial killers. All right,
Make it
Andy, the floor is now yours. You are now in charge. Anything that goes wrong from here on out is on you. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I said, there's Nanny Doss, otherwise known as her real name is Nancy Hazel. She was born on November 4th, 1905, and died on June 2nd, 1965. She also went by the serial killer names the Giggling Granny, and that's what I meant when I talked about her resembling the Joker in a way.
Yep.
She also had some other names, such as Lady Bluebeard, the Lonely Hearts Killer, and the Black Widow. She was
Okay.
an American serial... Okay.
I'm sorry, I just pulled up a picture of her, and I immediately thought of Phyllis from The Office.
Poor Phyllis.
I should have done this beforehand, but you get an image link, I could post it in the chat, and
Hang on,
The reason she was called the Giggling Granny
got her.
because when she was like
now I'm gonna get a
in
picture
prison,
of Phyllis and put it side by side.
and they said she was guilty, like took her away and she was like laughing about like everything she did.
Oh wow!
yes.
Did she mention
She
how we
did.
live in a society?
Did she mention how?
I mean, we do live in a society, man. I love how that's a meme.
I'm not sure.
All right.
But she was an American serial killer that was born in Blue Mountain, Alabama, and unfortunately, she had 11 victims due to her killing. Those victims were her 4 husbands that she had, 2 children, 2 of her sisters, her own mother, 2 grandsons, and a mother-in-law. It all started. Doss's father was like really he really wanted people to be productive, I guess.
So
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So Doss was really worked on a farm as a child and just plowing the fields all day until she went to go work in I forgot what it was called. I think it was a linen factory. That's what it was. Where she found Charlie Braggs, who was another worker there. And Nanny Doss actually married Charlie Braggs and she was only 16 years old at this time. She herself said she only knew this guy for about 4 or 5 months. They later went on to have 4 daughters. Then later on in 1927, this is when Doss's killing started, because that's the year 2 of her daughters died due to food poisoning.
Oh no, yeah. If anyone listening, he said food poisoning with air quotations, with finger
Yes.
quotations.
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
Is it like when
My
Is it
cameras aren't working.
is it like when the FBI finds a body of a politician who mysteriously shot themselves in the head 4 times?
Oh yeah, 4 times.
Yeah,
Wait, how do you
sure.
shoot yourself in the head 4 times?
The
you
joke
compare
was
it,
that it was staged.
if you want to compare it to that, then go ahead.
Anyway, in the chat, I put a picture of Phyllis from The Office next to the lady, and tell me they don't
Well,
look the same.
I can kind of see it, to be honest. I hate that now. It ruined the office for me. So after those killings, Doss's husband, Regs, took their firstborn daughter, whose name was Melvina,
Melvina?
spelled M. Doss kept her newborn child named Florine. So,
Florine?
Meldine and Florine?
I forgot about that.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like legit Florine.
Anyways.
Yeah, I remember that. I haven't read about her in a while.
Braggs was one of the lucky ones who actually escaped Doss's wrath. The other 4 husbands, they weren't so lucky. In 1929, Doss married her second husband, whose name was Robert Franklin Harrelson. It was only a few months into their marriage that Doss found out that Harrelson was an alcoholic and actually had a criminal record for assaulting women. But even though she figured that out, they stayed married for 16 years, which I don't know how you can stay married for 16 years after finding that stuff out.
So, what year was this?
Like the day she married or the day she...
No, yeah,
Uh,
60s, wasn't it?
was it the 60s? Oh my gosh.
Like the timeline
It's,
for
earlier.
all of this.
Okay, so I know.
Okay, so this is 1920s.
Oh
This-
yeah,
this goes
so
from like the
it
20s
might
to
have,
the
it might have
50s.
not been legal yet for her to get divorced from her husband because they might have had to have both parties consenting to divorce, and if both parties didn't
Yeah.
consent to divorce, then you were just stuck with a murderer for a husband or
Yeah,
a
that
serial
happened a
killer
lot.
for a wife.
Yeah.
I want to say it wasn't
Yeah,
until the
I can see that.
1960s that they added those laws
Yeah.
where women were legally allowed to leave their husbands.
Like
'cause
single,
for the longest time, laws said you weren't allowed
Yeah.
unless the husband said you could leave.
Yeah, pretty much, or both. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Which is stupid because that just keeps you in a freaking toxic relationship because of course the toxic person isn't gonna consent to you leaving. Anyway,
Well,
continue.
yeah, obviously. Back then, they considered women property, even up to the 20s.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Even up to now.
How many
This
how many
took
women
place, like,
serial
between-
killers were there back then? Maybe they were justified. Who were they
there was
killing?
not many.
I'm...
This ranged from the 20s, late 20s to like mid 50s. Even though she figured that, stayed married for 16 years until 1945. During that time, Melvina, the firstborn, had a child named Robert Lee Haynes. Also had another baby, but that baby died. Melvina claimed that she saw Doss sticking a hat pin into the baby's head.
So
Supposed to be
just
that-
like
That makes me uncomfortable. And you guys know what a hat pin is, right?
yeah, it's a thing you don't stick in a
It's
baby's
like a
head.
long ass.
Don't
yeah,
tell me.
it's like
I
a
don't.
long ass.
Don't
needle.
describe it.
Sorry, yeah, I had that too. Well,
That's like okay.
it's to help pin stuff to a hat. It's a hat
Yeah.
pin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Back when
That's
people would pin
completely innocent,
flowers
wouldn't
and
murder a
clothes
thing.
and crap to their hat.
That poor baby.
Just like a random psychological trivia about this era, like from the 1920s to like I want to say the 1950s or 60s, people essentially thought babies couldn't like feel pain, so that she probably didn't even think she was doing anything. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, for a very long time, people
babies
didn't think
feel
babies
pain.
felt pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think scientists were like, well, how else could you be birthed? Otherwise, that would be like the most painful experience. And it's like, yeah, it probably is. Like for both parties.
All right,
probably the most terrifying experience.
Oh god.
let's not talk about childbirth.
That's
I feel like
fair.
only 2 out of 4 of us could even like have anything to talk about.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
I'd like to hear like just like pretend like you think you know what you're talking about, and just make up an experience.
You know, I don't think we've actually ever had a conversation about having our children.
We're
I only have
talking
one,
about
but-
serial killers. Andy,
I know,
continue.
I was just making that statement.
Well, I mean, they can relate. Just give your kids a few years.
Oh, no!
God damn it! Shut up, Round.
The next pitch is gonna be
My children will
who's
be
the most
my
likely
children are
child
angels. They were never heard
of the
of
gravity
mine.
spazzy children to become a serial killer. Let's-
All right. Anyways, moving on. What was I saying? Yeah. Melvina claimed that she
killed the first baby.
Yeah. That
Yeah, hat pin.
a hat pin stick at the baby's head. On July 7th, 1945, Melvina's child Robert had died while under Doss's care. This is the other child that was born to Melvina.
Melvina's the one daughter that survived the first marriage, right?
Yeah, she's the one who went away with Braggs.
Okay.
Anyways, doctors said the death was caused by asphyxiation of unknown, of like they don't know how he was asphyxiated. That's
But he was
just how
asphyxiated.
basically. Anyways, a couple of months later, Doss collected $500 worth of life insurance. You can see like why, or what led to her killings.
I wonder how much that is in nowadays money.
A lot.
I mean, $500 back then was like 500,000 today.
Yeah, it would have been like $8,000 nowadays. So that's like
It
what
would've-
you usually between 8 and 10,000. I think between 5 and 10,000 is like the average that I generally hear in insurance plans on at least
Yeah.
whenever I hear in crimes. That's the only time I ever hear about life insurance policies.
Yeah, that's fair. Later on in the year, Doss was actually raped by Harrelson, but not too long after that, Doss actually put rat poison in Harrelson's jar of, I think they said it was like corn whiskey or something like that. He
Think
died
that's
later
whiskey
that
that's made from
evening.
corn.
I would assume
Oh
so.
no.
Hey, can I say a quick interesting fact about corn that Brown and Andy might already know because we probably played the same trivia murder party
Oh.
game?
I know what you're talking about.
Hey, Spazzy,
I don't think Spazzy.
Spazzy,
I
do
think
you
Spazzy knows, but go ahead say.
do you know what the mold or fungus that grows on corn is called?
I feel like I probably should. Give me a second to think.
All right, you got 5 seconds to think. 1.
5, 4,
Go ahead.
2,
Corn smut.
I can't think of any words.
It's called corn smut.
Huh? Smut.
Corn
Yes.
smut.
Corn smut.
Corn smut. That's what it's.
And this is relevant because I learned that in Trivia Murder Party, which is about
Yeah,
murdering.
I remember. I was there.
That's great.
All right, Andy.
I was
continue.
there.
Corn
I can
smut.
confirm. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so later on, after Harrelson's death, Doss found and married her third husband while traveling in North Carolina. His name was Arlie Lanning. Arlie, like Charlie without the CH.
Arlie.
Yes.
Usually I feel like dogs are named that. Not that that means anything. Just a statement.
Okay. They only married 3 days after they met each other. That kind of reminds me of that one scene in Frozen.
Well, that's also
You
like
cannot marry a man you just met.
it's kind of at the time. What year did you say this third marriage? I think we're on now.
So there was
this
probably.
I think
is-
we're in the 40s now.
Yeah, there was still probably a
Yeah,
lot of
we're
things
in
women couldn't do if they
45.
didn't have a husband, so they were probably.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
this is hot. This is like either during or hot off of World War II. So that was
Yeah.
the
That's
norm
is,
because it's like
1945.
it's like get married, man goes out. Get married, man goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doss was unhappy with her third marriage because Lanning was actually a lot like Harrelson, an alcoholic who was just overall bad man.
Was he in the
This is-
war? Not that it's being an alcoholic or a bad man is okay, but like people never take that stuff into account. I'm not okay
Um,
being shitty, but there's generally a reason.
It's a reason, not an
Well,
excuse.
this was right after World War. Yeah. This is right
So
after
are you
World War
saying
II.
like PTSD or shell shock?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, I think shell shock you die. Like I think. if you
No,
get
shell shock is just what they called PTSD before it was called PTSD.
You know what? That sounds right.
I could be wrong though. I don't
Yeah.
know anything.
I know it's like I remember this fact, and you're like, shit. What if I'm remembering it wrong?
What
And
if
now
it's
I'm
not
giving
a
all
fact
these
and I'm
people
just
the
an
wrong
idiot?
information.
All right, Andy.
get it.
As you were saying.
Yeah. The website they used claimed that Lanning died of a heart failure. Something tells me that's just a big old load of BS.
Well, if you stab someone through the heart, it does fail.
You're not wrong, unfortunately. not that I know or anything.
Well, note to self: Andy has stabbed someone.
Okay, moving on. Nanny actually left North Carolina later on and went to a dating service called Diamond Circle Club, where she met her fourth husband named Richard L. Morton.
Okay.
Married
L.
in
Morton.
Richard L. Morton, not to be confused with Horton.
Here's a who.
Here's a who.
That was my joke. You were too late.
Alrighty, they married. They went to Emporia, Kansas, where they married in 1952. So 52. Remember that. Remember, we're now in early 50 territory.
50.
Morton wasn't as bad as the other two, but Dust still poisoned him with arsenic. It took a while for Morton to die. It took him 3 months to be exact.
Dude, arsenic is such a crappy way to kill somebody because, like you said, it takes a long time and it like just slowly deteriorates you.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Like almost
that's
every
awful.
poisoning I can think of that I've heard is a crime is almost
Okay,
always
it's
arsenic.
cat. Wait, I thought arsenic killed pretty good.
Yeah, but like
Arsenic
it
is
depends
tough.
on how much you do, and a lot of times people taper it so that it minimizes how much is in the body.
And so it's more difficult to track. I'm not planning
Yeah,
anything,
exactly.
but that's information I know.
Gravity.
Interesting how you're
Yeah,
writing
and a
things
lot
down
of
on-
poisons like that, poisonings that I've heard about in a lot of the podcasts I listen to
Mm-hmm.
and YouTube videos I watch.
Can't
they
you
would
kill
taper it
someone
out.
just by
so
injecting
that-
air into their veins?
I mean, yeah, I
You
guess
cannot-
that is a
so-
thing
It's
that
way
kills
too
somebody.
easy to kill people.
The thing is,
But
though,
like,
is
who
that
has stuff
cause-
to inject people with air? Just lying around.
Doctor?
all you need is just a syringe.
Yeah.
However,
You could
that
probably
it
order one off
causes
of
like
Amazon.
something so specific that it's pretty obvious if they don't have
Yeah,
any
like-
underlying. It's an air embolism, so if they don't have any heart problems, you're like,
It's obvious that somebody did some shit. That sounds so painful too. Makes my arm hurt.
oh, it is.
What do you know?
Yes.
I mean, getting
Have you
anything shoved
ingested
into
arsenic
anywhere that
before?
isn't supposed to be there sounds painful. I know that was a really
I
weird,
did
really weird way
a
to say that.
unit on scuba diving when I was in elementary school,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we learned about it a little bit during my forensics class.
I'm
In
gonna
high
stop
school.
you
It's stuff
real
like
quick.
that makes me not interested in scuba diving.
Hold on. You took a scuba diving class in elementary school.
Yes.
How advanced was your elementary? How common
That's
is
not
scuba?
what's important. We're here to talk about how this woman murdered her husband.
Where do you
He
live?
is
The
lucky
scuba
enough to
diving
go
is
to
taught
scuba
in
diving.
elementary
He
school.
obviously had a
We're-
good
we're
education.
gonna-
from
we're gonna
his
go a little bit
parents.
off topic here.
That's awesome.
Oh, so we're
Was your elementary school in like
Bikini
Australia?
Bottom?
Bikini Bottom.
no,
Was it not in America? Was it privately owned?
no, it was a public school. Did a program that was called Target, which was basically the Smart Kid program.
Oh, okay. You were a nerd.
No, what?
I'm sorry.
We're literally all nerds.
Nerd.
You're
Nerd.
older
People
millennials
watching this
showing.
the people watching this can't see, but I'm currently pointing at round.
No,
Say
it's
nerd.
okay. I stuck my way into the smart kids class one time because I needed somebody who could draw, and I drew something for them, and then I just kind of hung out in the class, and then one of the teachers was like, why is she in here? Go ahead, serial killers.
During those 3 months, Doss actually poisoned her mother, visiting her, ending her life, which I don't understand how one person could do, or how somebody could do that, kill their own mother, person that's been taking care of them their whole life. Or if
Well,
not,
do
like,
we know
almost
the
their whole life.
relationship between her and her mother? Because there's been
Yeah.
strained mother relationships in the past where, yeah, I understand why that person wanted that other person dead, but doesn't make it right. Murder is never okay.
Tipsy Rose.
But
That's who I was thinking of. That's the one with the Hulu documentary, right?
Yeah, the act, Gypsy Rose. Yeah, dude. Like, do I condone killing someone? 100% no, but I understand why she felt the need to do what she did. She didn't think she had any way out. Like, that was her life. She was her mother's
Yeah.
prisoner her whole life.
so I mean, don't
It's
murder is
Yeah.
bad, but don't go judge someone fully on the fact that I guess they killed someone. I don't know. That's a bad advice. I don't know anything. Don't listen to me. Continue.
Remember, kids,
I
murder
like
is
to
Yeah.
think that there's a side to it. Everyone has a side to something. But most of the time, the person who murdered someone is wrong.
Most of the time. There are exceptions, I suppose. Continue.
Anyways, moving on. In that same year, 1952, Doss found her fifth husband, Samuel Doss. So that's where she gets the last name Doss. Samuel was a Nazarene minister who lost his family in a tornado. Samuel was very strict and disliked some of the romance novels that Doss really enjoyed. Later on, in 1954, Samuel went to the hospital with flu-like symptoms. Symptoms. Why the hell did I say systems? Anyways, on October 5th, 1954, Samuel was released from the hospital and treated for his flu symptoms. Unfortunately, later on October 12th, 1954, an autopsy revealed that Samuel died from arsenic poisoning. And Nanny Doss was the only one that was a suspect in this murder, as she was the only one who was seen with Doss, or with Samuel. And that's the point where she gets caught and arrested and taken into custody for all the murders that have happened over like the past 2-3 centuries or decades.
Centuries? Is she a vampire?
Simple slip of the tongue.
Decades?
And that's how she got away with it.
The cops have to wrap up a
Did she,
few
like-
unsolved murders. They're like, the dates are close enough.
It was her. Vampires.
She's a vampire.
Did anything ever say if she said like why all this like started in the first place, or what made her decide to poison her family? I can't remember if I ever remember reading that.
I do remember like seeing or reading about this. She said that whenever she was young, at 9, while her family was taking a train to visit relatives in southern Alabama, she actually hit her head on a metal bar on the seat in front of her when the train suddenly stopped.
How fast was the train going?
How fast was the train going? Yeah. Do I believe brain damage could do that? Sure.
A train in.
Wait.
A train in
so she was a kid. She would have been a kid in like the 19.
Hold on, one at a time.
Right? 1930, 1910s.
It's a.
She would have been a kid in like the 1910s.
She was born in 1905, so this was
I mean,
like
sure. I'm just trying to think of. I like to think of things around the era that it was, because if you just think about within the culture of what you know in your own life, then you might not get the full perspective of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was 1914. I believe it says she was born in.
Well, I don't believe that
05.
what she's saying, but hitting your head on a bar on a train in 1914 is different from hitting your head on a bar on a train in 2023.
So even if the train was only going maybe 40 miles an hour, that's not a miles per hour that you want to bonk your head on anything metal.
No,
thing
not
is,
really.
like,
And is it like, did she like put her head out and bonk it, or did she like bonk it on the car seat in front of her? Anyway, I think we're analyzing this.
It did say that the train did suddenly stop. I'm not sure if that really adds on to any detail, but like the feeling.
Can a train
like,
suddenly stop?
Yes, the wheels don't go,
I would assume
and
so.
the rest of the train wants to move forward because
They hit something or something. Well, like when you hit the brakes, it slows down. It doesn't just go.
Don't have brakes.
Yeah, but like say for example, I mean the same thing could
the
happen
kind
in a
of
car.
train that is in my brain does not have brakes. It has a reverse.
Yeah,
switch.
the stupid one.
The train in Toy Story 3.
That
train does not have
in the
brakes.
specific scenario where that specific train didn't have brakes, you thought every train was like that train.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. But like the feeling, like you're in a car driving down Main Street, and then all of a sudden deer runs out in the middle of the road, and then you have to suddenly stop. It's just
Yeah. All right, continue. Hit her head on the
Crazy what head
bar.
trauma can
Turned
do.
her into a serial
Minimal or
killer. What's next?
No, I just gotta kill all my family members, but I waited till I was like 30 to do it, even though this happened to me when I was like 9.
it says for years after she suffered severe headaches, blackouts, and depression. Doss blamed these and her mental instability on that accident.
Okay.
It is crazy what headache can do to a person. Constant pain.
I'm gonna call what I think it could be, and this is me with zero experience. It was probably something to do with like lead or something.
Maybe. Also,
Yeah,
women
possible,
were not
but
taken seriously.
I don't know what was up with lead
then.
at that time frame. Not until like the 40s and 50s,
probably
right?
some of that too.
It was probably
There's
just
probably
a bunch
lots of underlying problems, but
Absolutely.
sorry, go ahead, Round.
What I was saying though is that it wasn't until I can't remember when, but people thought mercury wasn't poisonous, lead
Yeah.
was in pain.
Yeah, there's so many things.
I think it
Now
was just a
plastic
perfect.
is like in everything, and no one's doing anything about
kids,
it. Like
Radioactive material made your teeth white.
Radioactive material play kit. Real plutonium.
Yeah, it came with radioactive material. I remember that. Yeah, the plutonium. Way back in the what was that the 60s?
Probably.
Sometimes I wonder if
I'm sure it's
our
like-
parents might have like some lead poisoning from when they were kids.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
sure
we
it's
got
definitely
microplastics in us, so.
What I'm
we
trying to
all
make
have our
is,
own.
Yeah.
I think it was just kind of
Generational
like
poison.
a perfect storm, and she
Yeah.
sounds perfect storm of like how her brain is, and then all that stuff.
Yeah, that reminds me of like the perfect storm that people talk about if you follow like true crime podcasts. How there's so many serial killers that happened within the 50s, 60s, 70s is because during that time frame, one big societal thing was happening. Women were like trying to go out and be independent. They were trying to push to be in the workforce. They were trying to push to take care of themselves and not have to be connected to a man. Meaning that all these men that were in these jobs, never seeing women, were seeing women everywhere. And then the worst of the worst happens. And along other lines, but that is one like large chunk of like what happened. Is this is the societal error.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we live in a society.
We live in a society
Always.
where
For real.
As much as like that is a meme, I feel like almost every conversation I have with someone is like that. It's like we live in a society and it's shit. The end.
Not even that it's shit. We just live in one. A society. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Moving on.
Moving on.
Yes. Yes, there's one last thing I want to say, or a couple things I want to say, actually. So there's this YouTube video that I found, and it says, Unseen 1957 interview. I don't know how it's unseen, even though it's almost got 10,000 views on YouTube. It's actually an interview with Nanny Doss herself.
How long is it?
And in this it's not even 4 minutes long. I could post it if I could.
Okay, and I guess you might maybe send an audio clip of that. I don't know if you need to send an audio clip of that to Anon. If you're interested in hearing,
in adding something, he can.
Sure. But anyways, in this interview that I saw on YouTube, this interviewer, I think it said his name, I'm not sure where. I think it said J. Howard Edmondson is the interviewer there in that YouTube video. Yeah. And, he asked Doss about like her past, what she did, how she was a farmer and got married at 16. Stuff, but basically some stuff I've said earlier.
This is really creepy. I'm watching some of the interview, and she's just like smiling, like she's like she's getting groceries and just being nice to the cashier.
Oh yeah.
Like,
so I mean, back then they're probably.
I mean,
oh, smile.
Once again,
honey.
killing someone is crazy,
Smile.
and I don't condone it. But they're just people.
But yes, I saw that you were
like
speaking,
other than the fact that they took a life.
Also, what if all the people she took the lives of were actually legitimate assholes and the world was better for the fact that they were no longer alive and she's just happy about that?
Yeah, I used to be against killing because, like, I believe
I used to be against killing.
You used to be against killing.
I'm
still...
So...
Let me say the rest of my sentence.
You need to talk about something?
It's 2016.
It's
somebody to talk to.
In Chicago.
It's 2016 in Chicago. What? Are you behind? It's 2023 where I'm at.
I
Same
don't
here.
think anybody should be killing anybody. And I used to be adamantly against the death penalty. But my reasoning was because I used to believe that like no one's life was their own. But I don't really believe that anymore. So my outlook on like killing is a little different, even though I don't think you should kill anyone. But like people in abusive situations who can't get out and the only way out, they kill their partner. I get that. But someone poisoning their family is not cool.
So someone having to
Okay.
kill someone as a last resort of freedom and like not dying is different
Yeah,
than
last resort of
vengefully smiting someone because you thought they wronged you.
We should bring back dueling.
I think there's a reason why that's gone.
I'm like okay, like
What we should do
I
is
used to be
what we should do
good.
is just we can all collectively agree right here that we will not murder anyone.
Oh yeah.
But if we're ever in a
collectively agree.
situation
I
Where-
Andy J. Warmenheimer, declare I will never murder
Did
anybody.
you just say your real name?
No.
I'm sure that was his
I
real
just said a
name.
made up name. I just said a made up name.
I
J. Warmenheimer.
Mary Schlockfield.
Rockfield.
I don't know.
Alright. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
No,
So,
we're not. We're completely
I,
on
Warren
topic.
Ingerman Jensen, am number one.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, let's move on. That is actually everything that I have to talk about Nanny DOS, but I'm not done yet. The thing is, I actually made a little something for all of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna show us a dead
Oh.
body.
Not quite.
Again?
Not quite.
This has happened to me
Anyways.
before.
Were you in the woods with a guy with a
Anyways,
stupid hat?
This is it right here.
What is
I
this?
do
I
actually
just
The
have
Nanny
dead bodies.
DOS quiz?
Yes, I actually made this myself.
I can't read it.
We had to take
You-
this
you
quiz to
click
make
on it.
sure we listen to the
Oh.
whole story.
This is a picture.
This
Let me
is
see. Let me
something that you can
unplug
click on.
my- Great.
Okay, the Nanny. Oh, we were being. There's a test.
Oh
Yes.
no!
I wasn't
Yeah, pop
listening to
quiz.
half of what you said.
Pop quiz.
What
It's
kind of
alright, it's
podcast
alright.
doesn't listen to their podcast?
No, I was listening. I was trying to be engaged, but some of the things you said was a little slow, so I was also looking things up. Hang on.
That's fair.
Okay.
Oh
wait.
well, I
Please
gotta
state
show it
who
because
you
I already
are.
used it.
Yes.
Okay.
Dead.
State who
Which
you are.
serial killer name is? Oh, my internet crapped out on me. Or not my internet,
Oh, no,
because I'm
don't-
still
Yeah, I know the
speaking.
Lonely
my,
Hearts
don't do
my
that.
Google. Okay. What serial killer name is Nanny DOS not known as?
Yes. The Black Widow, the Lonely Hearts Killer, Lady Bluebeard, the Insurance Killer, or the Giggling Granny.
Did you say Lady Bluebeard?
Yes, I did.
Why would you give me the answer? This is a test.
Oh, he didn't give you the
I'm-
answer. He was saying all of them.
I'm just reading the answers.
Don't. Okay. What is Nanny DOS's real name?
You did actually forget to talk about how she died.
How did-
I probably should have. Probably should have talked about that.
I'm guessing her
Oops.
first name
Tested?
is Nancy.
I put mine in. Can you tell me what I made?
How did Robert?
I will tell. I'll tell everybody once they
Wait, her second husband.
are all done.
How did her
I
second husband die?
bet I do the best.
I remember there was a baby with a pen, another baby with asphyxiation. Rat poison was a thing.
Gravity's out here counting on fingers.
I'm not counting on fingers. I'm thinking hard.
It's all right. It's
I-
all right.
Dude, I'm sorry you're like staring at my forehead, guys.
I'm not good at
I'm using my
tests in
phone.
general, and now I had one sprung on me. What was the name of the dating service that DOS joined when she met her fourth husband? I remember this
eHarmony.
one. Wait,
Definitely.
how did DOS
eHarmony
die?
existed.
You didn't tell us how DOS died.
I said that already.
That's my fault.
Did you say anything and I wasn't listening?
No,
I
he
didn't.
did.
That-
I know how she died.
How did she die? I'm gonna guess.
I believe
I'm
I believe
going.
it was leukemia.
Why did you tell me that?
Her
I said
heart
I wanted to
stopped.
guess.
Yeah, her heart stopped.
How many people did DOS kill? Not all of them were mentioned during my reading. Then
At
how the
least two.
am I supposed to know? Okay,
At least
Not
just-
submit.
I'm gonna.
All right, tell me how I did.
Where your
Have you
camera
all
stopped
submitted?
I submitted.
Round you submit? Okay. Alrighty, so
Whoever got the highest score is the winner, right?
Me.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, but
it's
but
not
if we
me.
do
I
have a
sent you
tie,
a picture of your lovely face, Gravity.
but if we do have a tie, I do have a backup for if there is a tie.
Okay.
We're gonna see who can poison who first.
Please state who you are. Your mom.
I'm pretty sure that's round.
You're so funny, Round.
Thank you. Peak of comedy.
Anyways, which serial killer is Nanny Doss not known as? One of you said Lady Bluebeard, which that is not correct.
You're
It is
wrong.
actually the insurance killer.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a different one, right?
Blue, but why was she
what?
called Blue?
Insurance killed the insurance killer.
I'm sure that it is. I just kind of made it up. I didn't even think it was a different serial killer's nickname.
I don't think I've ever
Okay.
heard of an insurance killer, but yeah.
All right, next.
Okay, so anyways, what is Nanny Doss's real name? Two of you. So anyways, the second question was, or the next question, I should say, how did Robert Franklin Harrelson die, Doss's second husband? The answer was rat poison.
Rat poison.
I think I got that one right.
What was the name of the dating service that Doss joined when she met her fourth husband? The answer was the Diamond Circle Club.
I think I got that one right too.
How did Doss die? The answers were tuberculosis, natural causes, leukemia, or killed by another inmate. The answer was leukemia.
I got that one wrong.
Okay, yeah,
I even told you the answer.
that's kind of my fault. I didn't specify.
That's
Rick.
fine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like, hey, like you didn't tell us like what her sentencing was or how she died, but then you were
Yeah,
like pop quiz, and I was like, oh shit.
That's my fault. Anyways, moving on. How many people did Doss kill? Not all of them were mentioned during my reading. And yes, I did give y'all a short answer for this, and I apologize. But the answer was 11.
Oh dang it, I said 12.
That's okay. I don't think I won. Who got a better score, Round or Spazzy?
Alrighty, so so Round, you got 2, 3. You got 4 of them. You got 4 questions correct.
Yeah.
Spazzy, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 correct.
Ooh.
And Gravity, you got 1, 2, 3. You got 3 correct. So Spazzy, you are the winner.
I won. I know murder stuff.
Rigged.
Yes, you do.
Surprise to anybody.
Rigged, it was determined with a test.
Unfair. I'm an idiot.
All right. I actually did make the bonus question thing, so I kind of still just want to share this with y'all anyway,
Okay.
just in case something did, or if we did end up in a tie.
Bonus question.
There it is.
Oh, okay. Bonus
Oh.
question.
It's just gonna be what's Andy's real name.
It is actually.
Oh my god!
What is Andy's real name? We actually have to guess.
I'm gonna go purely off of what you look like.
Same.
Okay. Hold on. Here, I'll turn my cam back on.
Hold
No, I
on.
already know the answer.
Hang on. Did you enjoy my quiz? What should my next quiz be? Oh my gosh.
I'll never be the special sister.
Look, I know more stuff about gravity than I do you. Okay.
Duh.
Oh, you're fine. I was joking.
What do you think you know about me?
I watch your YouTube.
I
Okay.
know.
Oh shoot! Oh crap!
Oh,
I
yeah,
put things
they
about
know a lot
myself
about you,
online.
Gravity.
No,
Yeah.
He's in your walls.
no! Get out of my walls!
I'm inside your
Dude,
wall.
Get out of my walls!
Yeah, you see that clock right there? I'm behind that clock. My head is right behind that clock.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's called man.
I don't know why I have a hammer up there. It's there just in case. That's my emergency hammer.
Your computer finally gets so shitty that you decide to destroy it.
All right.
Okay, anyways,
Okay, finish
Okay, so
wrap it up.
Anybody
So-
guess your name?
so what is my real name? and one of y'all said Eric, while two of you said none of the above. The none of the
Anybody get
above
it?
was actually correct.
I
Yeah!
knew it.
Your name is Jimothy.
I look
It's
at you.
not.
What do you look
I'm,
like?
I'm not sure if y'all can.
Justin.
I'm not sure if y'all can see it, but if you open up the page again, just look at the first letter of each name, and just read it down. That's what
this
my
up.
name is.
What?
Oh,
Just look at the first letter of each name.
I see.
I can't. What?
Cameron.
His name's what?
Oh,
Cameron.
Cameron.
Yep, there
I
you
can't
go.
read.
It's alright.
I can't read.
So you have C is for Charlie, A is for Aaron, M is for Murphy,
Aaron.
E is for Eric, R for Richard, O for Oscar, N for Norman.
All right. Okay, let's finish up. How do you end the podcast? What do you say?
Alrighty, I
We did
hope
it.
y'all.
We did a podcast.
Really hope y'all enjoyed. Spazzy, congratulations on winning.
Woo, I
Do
forgot
you have a
that.
winner speech?
I
Good winner
No.
speech! Yay! Does anybody?
Something so bad.
All right. What's our sign off call? What do we say when we're done?
Oh God, man!
This has been Pitch It Perfect Podcast. Thank you for pitching in.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I kind of like that.
Okay, bye. Everyone say bye.
Bye.
Bye.